Hello, and welcome back to the More Than Mindset Show. I am your host, Kim Guillory. So, today I'm going to be talking about the problems with scaling your business. And boy, is this a heavy, multi layered topic. We work with quite a few clients who are in the high rate, like either close to the millions or over 3 million. And there are three main problems that they struggle with that I'm going to talk about today. Of course, there are more. I could talk about more, but these are the three top reasons that businesses struggle to scale or with scaling. So first, I think it would be fair just to talk about what is scaling and when do you scale. So clients used to come to us and they were maybe under six figures, or they had just started their coaching practice and maybe their one-on-one was full and they were like, I need to scale. But here's the thing, if you can't duplicate it, you can't scale it. And so one-on-one coaching or very specific personalized coaching is, I'm not saying it's impossible, it's hard to scale. You have to come up with a process that you can train other people to duplicate what you're doing to do it. So that would be on the coaching side. But what I'm really talking about today is on the actual business side, like all businesses, all industries, whether it's massage therapy clinics or med spas, real estate, those are scalable models. And these three reasons that I'm going to talk about today should be, or I hope that they are eye openers for you. Because if you can see this through a different lens, I think you'll have an easier time positioning yourself and your company to have a scalable model. So the first biggest reason is you being the bottleneck. And that means that you are the one who does everything. Your hands are in everything. You do not trust other people to do it as well as you. And so you don't duplicate yourself, and you can't duplicate yourself because you are like, you want to control the situation and you want to micromanage. That's a thing, and that's okay. But what are you micromanaging? Are you micromanaging the people, the processes, the actual duties? Like, you have to really think about micromanaging, being in control, staying on top of. Those are all positive things. You want to do that, but not allowing someone else to do it maybe a little differently, like same end game, but duplicating the process and the results, but maybe do it different than you would do it, just because of personality types or even skill set types. They might be better at doing it a different way because of their skill set or their previous experiences. So trying to force them, almost being too specific to who you are or how you've done it, and not allowing them, like, give them the principles, the core principles. So you want to tell them, and then you want to show them. So you're telling them, maybe they're reading about it, you're talking about it, and then you physically show them, like you demonstrate it. And then you want to let them, so allow them, and then allow them to do it, to do the the process, the thing, the right way, but actually do it their way. I hope that makes sense. So the very first thing is not duplicating, or like you not having a scalable model, wanting to do everything your way yourself. Don't think that they can do it as good as you, or they don't care as much as you. Huge thing that was for me when it was the hair business, the fitness business, nails, even teaching fitness classes, this teaching aroma touch classes, CEUs. I had to learn this one the hard way. It is impossible to do everything yourself. You're bottlenecked, you're stuck. So that's number one. Number two is you believing that you can't find good people. You're like, yeah, there's just no good people and nobody wants to work. They don't show up. You just have a lot of judgment from previous experiences that you bring in. And then your mind is focused on that and believing that. And then you can't find good talent. And a lot of it has to do with reason number one. So you're not going to attract new talent. You're not going to attract people that are creative if you're trying to micromanage their talent and their creativity. So you can micromanage the process, the system, the way that they do it, the way that it needs to be delivered, but trying to like squash their creativity, their expression, that's not, you're not going to attract good talented people who want to grow with you, because their creativity is going to expand your company, because it's your creativity and their creativity. So it's that much broader, and like you're able to cover more area. And that I can't find good people will force you to think that you have to develop and train all people under you, and you limit them to what you know, how you're skilled and educated. So they'll never be able to grow bigger, broader, more creative if they are stuck under the umbrella of your experience. So that's kind of the downside to, oh, I trust this person. I'm going to develop them. I'm going to train them exactly how to do it. And then they know nothing else but you. So that's problem number two. And problem number three is you don't have systems and processes in place. You don't have KPIs. You don't have anything documented. You don't have operations. You don't have onboarding. And so there's nothing that they can work with. And you think that they're the problem, but you're the problem. That's your job. That's your role, your responsibility. You have to do the documentation. So first you have to figure out what works. And then you have to document it. And then you have to tell them, and then show them, and then let them, and then correct and reward accordingly. So the documentation, the processes, the onboarding, the owner's manual, you can say, for the business, like the process itself should be documented by you. Once you've documented it, then you hand it off, and then they train the next person underneath them. So you should only have to do this one time, unless you go through a lot of that next in command. Then of course you're going to do it more than once because you're trying to find the right person that fits the part. But my suggestion to you is to look in the mirror. If you're going through a lot of people and you're not finding good people, then you have to find out what you are not doing to be a good leader. So leadership is making their success easier. It means that you have figured something out, and that you are able to duplicate that and tell them exactly how, and then show them, and then let them do it with some sort of creative expression so that they can bring value to the company. So when you're bottlenecked and you don't think there's anybody who's going to do it exactly like you, or you don't want someone who's not going to do it exactly like you, and you create that bottleneck, then that's it. You're under your own umbrella of your talents. And that's a dead company, because it's not scalable. You will not be able to make it bigger than you. The way to make it bigger than you is with other people. So being able to document the process, train someone else on that process, and then they will hand it off to the others. So another part of this is just showing them the vision of how they can grow with the company, that they're not always going to be in that position, that once they master it and the company grows and you have more mass volume coming in, then we're actually going to start putting people under them. Make sense? Hope that's helpful. So that's the three top reasons why businesses struggle, why they don't scale, and why the owner stays the employee. And we see this all the time. You're the owner of the company. You should be the visionary. You should be the one who brings the idea to the others. So the owner, the creative, the visionary, you're like, oh my God, we are going to help millions of people through mind body coaching, right? So I just use mine as an example. Or we're going to help millions of business owners generate more revenue and then build a team that scales with ease. So either one of those you can take. So if that's my vision, it is my job to find people who are aligned with that vision and want to see that happen, want to bring that mission, that purpose. And then I would share what our core values are, and they would either agree or disagree. So if they disagree, then they don't come on board. If they agree, then we remind them of what those core values are. So every day, we're reminded this is why we're in business. This is why we exist. This is what we're here to do. And everybody's on board and everyone is excited and they all know what their duties are. And they feel safe because they are sure what their duties are because they're documented. They can go back, they can read on it, they can get really good at. And then that gives us a winning environment. So if that does not happen, then you will have chaos and you will have people who don't want to come to the meetings and don't want to develop and they don't turn in their reports. They don't even know what report they're supposed to be doing. And that's on you. That's on you. That's on the owner. And it's because you have not created those processes and then you haven't enforced the process. So this is not about telling them one time. This is about making sure they understand it. They show you that they can do it. And then you're making sure, at least for, up to 90 days, you're making sure that that is being done. And then you just do check-ins periodically. But at the very beginning, everyone wants to do a good job. And if you are not like reviewing and staying there, like we're just humans, man. We're so used to like skipping our homework or not dusting under the rug or, whatever the little thing is. And they'll bring that to the workplace because it's just what we do as people. And so it is your job as the visionary. Here is the vision. You sell it to people and then you give them a very clearly defined roadmap. You make sure they're doing it with rewards, right? It's not just like, oh, we're going to just have constructive criticism. And like you want to make sure that there's penalties and there's rewards, both. And then as they are more qualified and the company is growing, then they'll actually train 3 people under them. And so now the organization is growing. We got more people coming in, we got more revenue, and we have more duties, right? They're not all on you. So most business owners have their hands in too many pots, too many spoons in the pot, all at one time. And we want to help you change that, clean it up, really understand that this is a owner problem. This is not a people problem. It's an owner problem. It's the visionary's problem because you don't have a clear roadmap for yourself. You are the visionary. You've now grown your business beyond what you can personally hand deliver. And so now you need to bring in builders. So you paint the vision, the builder takes the vision to the integrators. So those builders are the ones that are on the front line that have those people underneath them. This is a beautiful thing. I would love to tell you more about it. We have a workshop coming up. In case you get this a little bit later, there will be a replay. And if you know anyone maybe that you work for and you're like, man, I wish my company would be organized like this, then send them the podcast. Share it with family and friends who are interested in business and want to know how to scale so that they don't remain the employee. Nobody wants to buy a job. And that is what most of you have done. All right. Have an amazing week. I hope to see you at the workshop. And if you feel like this is something that I can help you with, send an email to kim@Guillory.com and say, just put scale in the subject and I will personally respond to you. Have an amazing week, my friends.